Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you today. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there are 2 assistant state attorneys in the courtroom with me at the moment. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I nominate each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Linda Ann D. Paola.
Good afternoon, Judge. Jason Samus for the record on behalf of Linda Ann DePaulo.
Linda Ann, hang on a second. Linda Ann, what's your date of birth?
10/14/77.
All right. You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Found probable cause for violation of probation. Mr. Samus.
Judge, there are 2 issues here. Ms. DePaulo is on probation in Hernando County based on a case that was filed as a felony but ended up as a petty theft. I believe there's also a warrant out of Pasco on Ms. DePaulo. I will inform the court that we have set a date with Judge Lewis's court on the 17th. We were going to do a motion to surrender on Ms. DePaulo's case there, but I just wanted to advise the court of that. I do note that she does live in the area. Ms. DePaulo was employed or is employed pending this situation with American Dental. I know that there's a warrant out of county, Judge, but nevertheless I would ask for a bond with the condition of a monitor.
Okay. Well, here's I can't do it, and here's why. She did go on probation on a misdemeanor, but it is Department of Corrections supervision. It is out of circuit court, and there goes my jurisdiction. What's the soonest Judge Merritt date she has? Do you have one the week of the 8th?
Judge Merritt has a court on 7/9.
That's the best I can do, Mr. Sanders. I can move it up to the 9th.
Judge, if that's the best we can do, we got to do it.
Okay.
I
have no authority to resolve it here today, or I would. It is a misdemeanor, but it's in a felony case and a circuit case number, so I'm going to leave it at no bond. And so, Linda Ann, I'll move your date up to the 9th of July. You'll be in front of Judge Merritt. My guess is that'll get you things resolved in time to get down to Pasco.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Paulo will be out to see you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Have a good holiday.
Thanks. Bettina Vagel. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
11/24/91.
All right, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Heinemann. You found probable cause for 2 counts of armed robbery, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of tampering or harassing a victim or witness, As to those charges you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. Ms. Giannini, what can you tell me?
Your Honor, she has a very limited criminal history. It looks like she has a Grand Theft Auto in 2017 that was dropped out of Pasco County, as well as a misdemeanor trespass from 2015. She did have an FTA on that. It doesn't look like it was formally charged, but it's still on her NCIC. The state would ask for the bond due to her limited history, but for the bonds to at least stay at the bond schedule. I did review the warrant myself prior to coming here today. And based upon the facts that are just in the probable cause, this is a pretty egregious crime that she was part of, and I think we need to leave the bond where it's at.
And, young lady, I had an address for you on Lawrence Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you were living?
Yes.
How long had you been there?
A year ago?
And were you working these days?
No.
Okay. How long has it been since you had a paying job?
Couple years. Bartended.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave the bonds for the warrant, which is $20,000 on each of the armed robberies, $5,000 on the ag assaults and tampering. The total is $60,000. Condition of the bonds is that you'll have no contact with Tyler Parent or Asia Atherton. That means no contact in any way, shape, form, or fashion. These cases will be coming back to court on the 23rd of July. If you're able to bond out, of course, you should contact the public defender's office right away. If you're unable to bond out, the attorney from the PD's office will come see you before you go to court, all right?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Corey Roberts. After Mr. Roberts, what's your date of birth?
11/23/1987.
Mr. Roberts, I have 5 charges this morning. I have this afternoon possession of marijuana, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. It's probable cause all the way around. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, State.
Mr. Roberts also has he has a lengthy history, Your Honor. Let me start getting out of here. The most recent thing I have, I hate these new criminal history, just so we're all aware. I believe he just had a violation of probation in 2016. I'm assuming he did some time on that at the Department of Corrections. I have a welfare fraud from 2017. Criminal mischief, burg dwellings, burg structures that he served prison on as well. He's obviously looking like he could be an HFO status. I have aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon, failure to appears, and this is just still looking at 2016, and it continues back. We would ask that, based upon the charges as well, that his bond would stay the same, Your Honor, or if the court's inclined to add to it.
Okay. Corey, I have an address for you on Tampa Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
5 years.
And do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
How long has it been since you had a paying job?
Like a year.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds then per the schedule: 1,000 on the marijuana, 5 on the controlled substance, 1,000 on the paraphernalia, and 10 on each of the possession charges. That's a total of 27,000. I'll have you back in court on the 23rd of July. If you're able to get out, of course, you should contact the public defender. If you can't get out, they'll come see you before court, okay?
All right, thank you.
Is it possible I can actually get Judge Toner court date, since he's going to be a co-defendant to Mr. Rendina, who's already on Judge Toner's?
Sure.
And just And as well as the defendant that was before him, if I could give Judge Toner dates instead so we don't have to play that game of
Sure.
transferring around.
So you want to go to the,
19?
well, when we get to Mr. Indina, he's already set for a pretrial on the 15th.
Yeah, I'd rather have them on the arraignment on the 19th.
So you want the two new ones on the 19th, or we're going to move Rendina to the 19th?
Yes, well, Mr. Rendina could stay on the 15th. He has an attorney on the older case.
Okay.
So I'd rather.
So Roberts and Bettina Vigil will move to July 19th.
Thank you. That will save about an extra month to the time to get them back in front of them.
Then Jason Rendina. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
4183.
So, Jason, the first thing I have is a warrant signed by Judge Heinemann. He found probable cause for the 2 counts of ag assault, 2 counts of tampering, 2 counts of armed robbery. And then we have new charges of 1 count trafficking, 4 counts possession of controlled substance, 2 counts of possession of medicinal drug without a prescription, 1 count of paraphernalia, 1 count firearm by a felon, 1 count possession of ammo by a convicted felon, and it appears that there's already a pending felony case, which is
There's 2 more charges on the next page.
18 CF 1209. That's right. And then there's also a violation of injunction for possession of the weapons and having a bulletproof vest while committing a felony. So there's probable cause for everything, Jason. As to these charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Your Honor, Jeffrey Cario is my attorney. He's working on the cases right now. I just
Okay. Okay.
I'm able to, I have a job with Walmart Sam's Club.
Okay. And does Mr. Cario know where you're at this afternoon?
Yes, sir, he does.
Okay.
He just he soon came home last night. He just asked that I would be able to, have bonds on my charges so I can continue to try to work to pay him to represent me.
Your Honor, I did also receive a voicemail from Mr. Carrier while I was in trial yesterday. I did not get a chance to call him back. He did not indicate that he had actually filed it on the new cases yet. Obviously, we don't have case numbers. He did beg that I don't ask the court for an RCO on his open case, and obviously I'm standing here today asking the court to RCO him.
I wouldn't have cared if you didn't ask.
Yes.
Okay. So, and what date do you want everything on? You want to leave the 15th on the 15th?
Yeah, just in case he does actually hire Mr. Carrier on the new cases, everything's on one for Mr. Carrier to handle.
Okay, so they can all go to the 15th.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So then, Jason, I had that address for you on Lawrence Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you were living?
Yes, sir, that's my home.
Okay. All right. So with Judge Heinemann's warrant, I'm going to leave the bonds per the warrant, which is $20,000 on each of the the robberies, and $5,000 on the other 4 counts. That's $60 on that case. The charges from yesterday, I'll leave the bonds per the schedule, which is $25,000 on the trafficking, 20 on or 5 each on the 4 controlled substance, 2 each on the new legend drug charges, 1,000 on the paraphernalia, 10,000 on the 2 weapons charges, 1,000 on the violation of injunction, 5,000 on the vest.
Thank you, sir.
And on hang on with that. On the Judge Heinemann's warrant, it also comes with the no contact with Asia Atherton and Tyler Parent. Then, job number 1 when you're out on bond and criminal charges is don't pick up new criminal charges. It appears to me that you have. So, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 18 CF 1209. We're going to hold you without bond at least until the 15th of July, which is when that case comes back. We're going to send you a new case.
Motion to dismiss the charges.
That's awesome. I'm going to send you all these cases back then on July 15th, and if you hire Mr. Curio, everything will be there on the 15th for that motion to dismiss, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that concludes my business for this afternoon.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, right. Have a good day. All right. Okay. Jennifer Baker. Afternoon, Jennifer. What's your date of birth?
10-4-69.
Jennifer, you are here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi, Apparently you failed to appear in her court on 2 charges, driving on a suspended license, no motor vehicle registration. Miss Underwood, is this something that she might resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor. The only prior charge she has is from California in 1990.
Okay.
So she can do time served on this.
All right. Jennifer, you want to resolve these charges today? You can plead no contest right now. I would accept the plea.
Yes.
All right, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so that we can resolve this case today?
Yes, please.
Case number 19CT-793 as to the charge of count 1 of driving on a suspended license. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes, sir.
As to charge of count 2 of no motor vehicle registration, how do you wish to plead?
No contest.
There it is, you're right. Accept those pleas. I'll find them freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty on both counts, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail on both counts, credit 2 days served on both counts. Finding court costs on count 1 is $488, count 2 is $88, $100 for the 2 days in jail. But that takes care of it, Jennifer. There's nothing else keeping you in the jail. You'll be released today. This doesn't fix your driver's license issue, so you still got to fix that. But this case is over, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. And jail, if you don't have Harold Toms in there right now, I'd like him before we get done here because we're going to do a change of plea. Harold Grover Toms the 4th. All right, awesome. Very good. Jacqueline Campbell. Afternoon, Ms. Campbell. What's your date of birth?
8/30/83, sir.
Okay. Jacqueline, I got a bunch of warrants for you. They were all signed by Judge Scaglione. They're all for violation of an injunction. And then your status says DOC returnee. Does that mean you're still serving a prison sentence?
No, sir, I'm doing county now.
Okay. You're done with your DOC time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, there's probable cause on all of these, Jacqueline. As to these charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I present myself, sir.
All right. State, is there a resolution, or you probably are not on these because
Not at this point. I checked. We don't have any information, so we've not made contact with the victim in these cases.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what I'll do? How many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 cases. Jacqueline, do you know what your EOS is?
Not from here, sir, but I do know it's a misdemeanor charge that I'm here on, and I'm only serving 6 months, so maybe 3.5 months.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to set a bond on these of $1,000 each. They'll all be back on the 17th of July. My feeling is you'll get some kind of a jail offer that'll work for you on the 17th. If it doesn't work for you, then you'll at that point would be able to ask to have counsel appointed. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Margaret Stewart. Afternoon, Ms. Stewart. What's your date of birth?
6/14/65.
Stewart, the charge is possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. Hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender,
I'll
please.
appoint the PD statement.
Your Honor, it looks like she has some out-of-state history, but the most recent is Florida history, and that's 2009. In 2008, she had violation of probation on drug charges, in possession of contraband, and possession of paraphernalia. Those were from 2007. And then we have some charges out of New York. Looks like in 92 there was a petty theft. 91 there was a grand larceny. In 90, criminal possession of stolen property.
That's right. Margaret, where have you been staying lately?
I'm sorry?
Where have you been staying lately? Been staying with somebody or living outdoors? What's going on?
With family on Canterbury Street,
Okay, you know the address?
8053.
Okay. And you have a job these days?
I do, yes, sir.
What do you do?
Secretarial for a sprinkler company.
Okay. All right, I'm going to leave your bond then at the 500. I'm going to have you back in court on the 17th of July. When you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adam Crossley. Afternoon, Adam. What's your date of birth?
11/21/78.
Adam, I've got 2 warrants for you. They were both signed by Judge Merritt. In both cases, he found probable cause for violation of probation. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. The bond on those, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to send you back to see Judge Merritt on the 23rd of July. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Brian Greer. Afternoon, Brian. What's your date of birth?
10/17/1987.
Brian, I got 2 charges today: possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. State what he got.
Yeah, it looks like earlier this year he failed to appear on a 2018 case on possession of marijuana. And then in 2017 he violated probation on a disorderly conduct. And that's all the history I show.
Okay. Brian, I got an address for you on Piedmont Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
22 years is my parents' house.
All right. You got a job these days?
Part-time, kinda. It's off the books. I'm working for my dad at the warehouse.
Okay. All right. I'll set your bond then on the controlled substance at 1,000, on the paraphernalia at 500. So your total is 1,500. You're going to be back in court on July 23rd. When you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office. Okay?
All right.
Thank you. John Love. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/21/79.
Sir, this is a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 2 counts, felony domestic battery by strangulation and witness tampering. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
Your Honor, it looks like in 2016 he had some charges including a battery that was dropped, 2009 false ID to law enforcement, 2009 also driving on a suspended license, 2005 tampering with a witness, failure to appear, 2006 the battery, that was the date of conviction. The offense occurred in 2003. He violated his probation in 2004 on that. 2002 DUI. Looks like there was something out of Montana in 2008. There was a family member partner assault and obstruction of a peace officer.
John, I have an address for you on Grand Avenue in Missouritown. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
30 years.
You have a job these days?
Part-time.
What do you do?
Mechanic.
Okay. Let's set the bond on the domestic battery at 15,000, on the tampering at 5. The total is 20. Condition of those bonds is that you have no contact with Christine Davenport. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media. Don't go where she lives, don't go where she works, don't contact her through a third person. Any way that you might imagine having contact with her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bonds will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she would want the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She might tell them that she's not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your attorney tell you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. And to have you back in court on the 23rd of July, very important that if you get out, you contact the public defender's office right away, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Walter Perkins. Afternoon, Walter. What's your date of birth?
2/13/86, sir.
Walter, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. You failed to appear in her court apparently on a no valid and a no motorcycle endorsement. State, is this something Walter can resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor, we're looking for 60 days. He's got a lengthy history of driving charges.
Okay. Okay.
Judge, I would point out they're both M2s.
Well, that's the whole freight. There's no doubt about it. Walter, the offer, if you want to resolve these today, is 60 days in the county jail. If that's something you want to do, we can do that. Otherwise, I'll set you a bond and give you a chance to talk to a lawyer. What do you think you want to do?
There's no way I can get a year probation today, sir? The reason why, because my mom...
Not today. I don't know enough about the case to do that. The state's looking for 60 based on your history. If you don't want to take the 60, I'll probably reduce your bond a little, but otherwise you'd have to bond out.
Yeah, could you reduce my bond down? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Obviously, don't want the 60s taking you the last couple of years.
2016 trespass, 2016 driver's such offense and false imprisonment, 2016 DWSR, 2016 burglary structure, 2015 DWSR, 2015 misuse of 911, 2014 possession of controlled substance, criminal mischief, possession of cocaine, 2012 with 2 DUIs, 2011 criminal mischief and tampering with a witness. Oh, he has one of the both those DUIs at DWSR's false names and one had a refusal. 2008 bat Leo, possession of cocaine, possession of paraphernalia. 2007 battery.
Okay.
And Judge, we were previously appointed.
Okay. All right, Dave was going to get there. So, Walter, you want to have the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where you staying lately?
I was living in Sugar Mill Woods in Citrus with my mom, but she sold that house.
Okay. You have a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. There's nothing I can do about that bond. I think the bond is right, Walter. It'll be $2,000 each case. I'll have you back to see Judge Rupi on the 17th of July.
I'll just take him 2 months. Just go ahead and give me 2 months. I'll take him.
Dave, know anything about credit?
It was originally a notice to appear. So he was picked up
In
probably Friday. Tyler, were you, when did you get arrested up in Citrus? Friday?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was Saturday.
So, because I'm not sure whether you were there at first appearance Saturday or Sunday. Mr. Sharkey did contact me about that.
It was Monday, though. I went there definitely Monday for first appearance. I was in there on Saturday, though.
Can somebody at the jail tell me when Mr. Perkins was picked up in Citrus?
I have some paperwork in just a second.
All right. So, Mr. Perkins, you understand by entering pleas in these cases, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve these cases today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 19, CT 609, has the charge of no valid. How do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No contest, sir.
And it's to count 2, no motorcycle endorsement. How do you wish to plead?
Yeah, no contest.
I'll accept those pleas. I'll find it freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty on both counts, sentence you to 60 days in the county jail. Jay, what do you think? When did you get arrested?
Shows date of arrest 6/23.
6/23. Today's the 27th. 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 27, 5 days. I'll sentence you to 60 days on count 1 with credit for 5 days served. 60 days on count 2 concurrent, credit 5 days served. Finding court costs on 1 is 48, on 2 is 88. And your cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it. Tyler, you just need to finish the time,
No, it was
okay?
originally was a notice to appear. Are you sure they remanded it?
I am. That's what I have.
All right, Mr. Ballard. Thank you, sir.
Tyler, before you go,
You might have a little more credit. Hang on.
did you, the state's saying this was originally a felony? Did they take you to jail originally?
No, sir.
I didn't think so. You went down to Bayonet Point, right?
Yeah, I was in the hospital, so yes, sir.
I thought they gave you a notice to appear on that.
Okay.
It may have been because he was in the
It's
hospital.
all good.
I just
Everything's
wanted to make sure.
closed.
Yep. Good. That'll take care of it.
All right, Miss Bob. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you later, Tyler.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, he was never a bond in that case.
No, there was, he was in an accident. A little altercation with a telephone pole and a motorcycle.
Okay.
Wanted to make
There
sure.
were, in his case, there were 3 associated civil infractions, 18 TR 15477, careless, 18 TR 15481, passing, 18 TR 15484, and they're all dismissed because he just took 60 days in the criminal case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Mark Russo?
Yo, I just told him to stop talking.
Sir, what's your date of birth?
August 9th, 1997.
All right, charges driving an unregistered motor vehicle. State, is this something he can resolve today?
I'm hesitant because he was on PTI out of felony court. Just went into that a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
For some fairly serious charges.
So, okay, what are the charges?
One was battery by strangulation. Let's see. Looks like there may have been a false imprisonment. And then,
And apparently nothing significant before that.
I showed nothing at all, and he's 21, it looks like 21, so.
Okay. Okay. And so, Mark, on the unregistered motor vehicle, we don't want you to resolve it today because it might create a problem with your pretrial intervention program, so we don't want to do that. So, as to the charge, there is probable cause. You want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I'm going to represent myself.
Okay. And then, it looks like I got an address for you on Sheffield Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
About 6 months.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
About 3 months.
Okay. All right. Given the particular facts of this case, I'll appoint the public defender. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on this, Mark. A couple of things you got to do. Whoever's supervising you on the PTI, you've got to tell them that this happened. And then the other thing I'd do before I got to court, if I were you, is get the car registered. That could make a big difference because you've only had it for a few days. So you'll be released today, but you got to be back in misdemeanor court on the 17th of July. You must report to your PTI officer that this happened and follow their instructions as well. All right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Michael Sislo. Afternoon, Michael. What's your date of birth?
6/16/84, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the charge today is possession of drug paraphernalia. Looks like there's an open possession of drug paraphernalia. State, is there something that would wrap them up?
Your Honor, I did not pull that part. I apologize.
That's okay. What's his history like?
He has, 2018, he violated his probation on a grand theft. From 2017, looks like we got a paraphernalia charge out from 2016 along with possession of controlled substance. He also has a little bit of a history out of Virginia, but that looks like maybe those were all dismissed and no cost. Then something from 2007 out of, it looks like DC that has no disposition, that's an assault. If he wants to resolve both of these cases, I'd be willing to do 30 days.
Okay. So, Michael, here's your situation. You've got this case and a pending case already. So if you don't resolve with 30 days today, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in the old case, and you're going to be held without bond until the 3rd of July, which is when both of these cases will be back in front of Judge Rupi. If you want, you can resolve them right now for 30 days. That'll take care of this case, it'll take care of your old case, you just have to do the 30 days. So do you want to do the 30 days, or you want to wait and see what happens on the 3rd of July?
I'll take the 30 days, Your Honor.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea in these cases, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve these two cases today.
Yes, sir.
Case number 19MM 1979, and the case that's here for first appearance. In each case, as to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept those pleas. I'll find them freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty on each count, sentence you to 30 days in the county jail on each count, give you credit for time served of 2 days on each count. There'll be a fine and court costs in each case of $568 and cost of incarceration in 19MM 1979, but not in the case in front of us today. That takes care of both cases, Michael. You just need to finish the time, and then these are done, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. James Dingman. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
April 1st, 1981.
James charges possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Your Honor, last year he violated his probation on driving on a suspended license. In 2017, he had a possession of a controlled substance. In 2017, he also FTA'd on, it looks like a case providing false name to law enforcement, driving on a suspended license from 2016. 2014, he failed to appear. Then going back to 2004, it looks like he failed to appear, violated his probation on a possession of marijuana from 2003. He also has a petty theft from 1999. He has an out-of-state charge from 2011, a disorderly conduct from Ohio.
Okay. Jim, I've got an address for you on Star Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 20 years.
You got a job these days?
No, sir.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked for pay?
About 3 months.
Okay.
Well, about 2 months. I just got back from Panama City.
Okay.
I worked for about a week.
All right. Set your bond at $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on July 23rd. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD's office right away, okay?
Yeah.
Very good. And we